Guys, Crypto With Dinny, it's Dinny here. What's the crack? Happy Thursday. Just sitting in the van. There's a lot of traffic on the M50. Bringing my tyre out. I broke a spoke there at the weekend on the motocross, so I'm going to bring the spoke out, get a new tyre and get a new spoke fitted out in CCM. So I'm just going to make my little video here, a few minutes, let the traffic kick on. So today it's about which is better to own, physical property or digital property. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why I'm very bullish on the physical property. Guys, by the way, before I forget, I better give this the heads up. This evening at 7 p.m, here, stick his up there. No point in me holding this there with a shaky hand. No point in me holding this with a shaky hand. How are you doing on a Thursday anyway? This Thursday, 7 p.m, Bitcoin Basics. It's a free course. You can get it on my website, www. I always do the fingers, I don't know why. CryptoWithDinny.com, www.cryptowithdinny.com. Go to workshops, click it, get a ticket, they're free. There's a spot for 50 people. There's 40 already registered, so it's going to be a good event, it's going to be a bit of crack. What else? Oh yeah, in Bitcoin Basics, I just teach you how to understand Bitcoin, the greater crypto markets, and how to get involved and how to set up a pension plan through Bitcoin and crypto, which is something that thousands of Irish people are doing, because my phone doesn't stop. Okay, and many of the financial advisors are the first people who are ringing me, so they're all doing it. The writing's on the wall, so it's up to us. As I say, Christmas is coming. Educate your friends, educate your family, teach them why they need Bitcoin. And if you don't know why you need Bitcoin, well, teach yourself first, because we can see the way the prices of everything is going up. That's not going to change. Do you think it's going to change? It's not going to come down. Do prices ever come back down? No. Goods and services only ever go up. So this is the new floor that we all have to get used to. And unless your wages went up an equal amount, well, you're now poorer because you can't buy as much stuff. Just on the tangent to that, I put out a couple of posts that things get cheaper in Bitcoin. If you own Bitcoin, things get cheaper. And I got a bit of feedback off one or two people say that they didn't quite understand that. So we'll have to do a video to explain that to people. But just in euros, things get more expensive. In Bitcoin, things get cheaper. That's why you're better off have more Bitcoin than euros. or don't choose one or the other. Have a bit of both. Because the euros are okay for day-to-day living, and the Bitcoin is like the savings vehicle. Okay? Now, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about which is better to own, physical property or digital properties. Physical property is like, you buy a second house and you buy a second house and basically people understand this, that, well, I have a load of money in the bank. I know it's going to buy me less next year and the year after that and the year after that. So I've got to put it in something. I've got to buy something with it. Okay, property is a good store of value. So I'll buy some land or I'll buy a second house and I'll rent it out and I'll get some cash flow off that. And for years, that's been a way that wealthy people have become more wealthy to get their money working for them. But now we have this new invention, which is digital property. And has all the same characteristics as a physical property, okay? Very similar in how you can sort of try and think about it in your head. But it's digital. That means it's massless. There are no blocks. There are no bricks. It doesn't exist in the real world. And people who don't understand digital value yet, they think that's a disadvantage because it's not tangible. I can't touch it, feel or hold it. But they're failing to grasp that we're only moving towards technology. Facebook have changed their name. There's a thing coming out called Meta, which is now what Facebook call themselves. Okay, they're going to create a whole metaverse. And basically that's going to be where people will live. Okay, where people will live. I've signed up for a Saturday. Colin, yeah, you should definitely do it today. Get the basics. The basics are the most important thing. And I'll see you Saturday. Saturday will blow your mind. But it's important to do the basics. So jump on and I'll see you later. Okay, so we're going to this digital world. Now, as I've been saying to people, I've been teaching people crypto for almost 2 years now. And I've been saying physical properties, okay, are going to be overtaxed and overregulated. And anyone who owns those physical properties won't have a choice. Lo and behold, as Dinny always shares the newspaper headlines, man in a van, how does he reckon know? It's a newspaper headline, okay? People are leaving property investing, physical property investing, because they can't afford it. If someone's in your house, they're not paying your rent, you can't throw them out. Okay, there's laws in place that you can't fire them out if they're not paying the rent. So you have to pay it. You might have the mortgage on it, okay, but you can't throw them out. Plus the tax is going up. Up and up and up and up and up. Alright? And where's it going to go? Where's it going to go in the future? It's only going to go higher. Like, look at the mess that we've had in the last 2 years. That's got to be paid for, baby. Who's paying for it? You are. And so am I. Okay? So it's only going to get more difficult for property investors. See, governments don't want people owning property as investments. No one does, because it messes up the whole thing. People want houses to live in. If people are buying up all the property to invest in it, well, that takes property off the market for people who want a home to live in, or it drives up the prices higher. Okay? And that's why governments don't want property investors, because it's causing this whole housing crisis that we're in. It's a pain in the ass for them, because all the people are going, houses are too expensive, you have to make them cheaper. So they're trying to tax the property investors to get more money, to extract the money out of them, to put back into government and support all the people. So, you know, the whole system, it doesn't quite work, but it's just been a way that rich people have been able to stay rich, okay, or get their money work for them, investing in physical property. Now, investing into digital property, it's kind of the same. It's that you own something, because that's all property is, it's just ownership rights. So when you invest into digital property, there are many advantages. But the great thing about investing into digital property is you don't have to be wealthy to do it. So you have to be rich to invest into physical property. Okay, or you know, you have to have access to capital. So generally you need to have a decent net worth for banks to give you a good bit of money. Or you need to have some sort of collateral that you can put up against it. But to invest into digital property, okay, it's fractionalized. And that means that you don't have to buy a house for 500 grand or even 300 grand for an apartment. Okay, you can buy fractions of digital property for 300 quid, for 3 grand, for 30 grand, or for €3 you can even buy. Okay, so you can get ownership in a digital world and you can fractionalize it. The metaverse is where we're going. So all these digital properties, Bitcoin is obviously the king. It's the best collateral that there is in all these digital properties. That's that'd be my choice to own. Majority of the digital property I want to own. Think of them like the hotels in Monopoly. And then there's some houses, and then they're the other cryptocurrencies. You know, there's some houses and they're pretty good to earn as well, or to own as well. But it's the amazing thing, and it's why it opens it up and makes it equal for everyone. Everyone can get involved in the space if they want to. Guys, do me a favour, please. I haven't done any exercise myself today, so I can't be hitting on you. But your daily exercise is stretch the index finger, give the like button a nice little press. Just approach it. Give it an old press there for Dinny. And, by the way, the scammers aren't up early enough yet, but they'll be in my comments saying they're Crypto with Dinny. This video will be going out on YouTube as well. You're probably better to follow me on YouTube. There's less scammers on YouTube. It's much easier. So I normally do them on Facebook Live, and then I bang them out on YouTube. So Crypto with Dinny on YouTube. Give us a follow, guys. You'll have less scammers to deal with. And remember, although I'm a Bitcoiner and I've been teaching people about this stuff, while everyone thought it was just criminal money and no one was interested, but now everyone's interested, so Dinny is popular. But I'm not a financial advisor, okay? This guy likes driving around his van, going motocross and having a crack. And but I am a Bitcoiner. I'm a passionate Bitcoiner. I'm a cryptocurrency investor. I like to think I'm pretty good at it. And if you don't believe me, check out the reviews on Crypto with Dinny on Google. We've got some awesome reviews. Think about almost, I don't know how many I have now, but I've heaps of them. And if you had a good experience Crypto with Dinny, leave me a review. And if you have a bad experience, leave me a review. I don't think I've met anyone that had a bad experience yet, which is awesome. Guys, this is why I'm very bullish on physical property. This is why I think it's the property to own in the future, and or digital property, because physical property, it's going to be impaired, it's going to be overregulated, it's going to be taxed, they're going to come after you. Okay? Alright, we have a housing crisis. You're buying up the houses. People need to live there. You're driving up the price of housing. Alright? Everyone's crying because they can't afford a house. You know, it's a problem. We've got to solve it. Move into digital property. The great thing about digital property is if in your jurisdiction, your country, your government, whatever, decides, oh, we want to treat these people now with the digital property, they have too much money, we're going to go after them, we're going to overregulate, overtax, you know what they can do? You see, this is the amazing difference. This is the Dinny Bomb, James. The physical property is stuck. Can't move anywhere. It just is where it is. And you pay the tax and you deal with the regulations. The digital property is massless. It can go anywhere. Okay? So if your digital property is not being treated good in Ireland, move it. Move it anywhere in the world. Move it to Dubai, there's no capital gains tax. Move it to Portugal, there's no capital gains tax. Move it to the Isle of Man, there's no capital gains tax. Move to El Salvador, there's no tax at all. That's the beauty of it. You mightn't want to do it today or tomorrow, but what it does is it opens up this sort of open competition that governments like money. Alright? They need money. That's how they work. They're like the biggest corporation in the world, as all of our governments. People don't understand this. Elon Musk said it yesterday. Go and listen to him. He's smart. He understands it. So, government are the large companies in the world. Companies need money and capital. Alright? They don't like it to leave their land. That's why they put capital controls in. You know, in the likes of China or that, where you can't, if you have money, you can't exit the country. You can't just transfer your cash offshore. Can't be done. Most countries have some sort of capital controls. Okay? If you have an investment property sitting in Ireland, you can't just take that to El Salvador. It's stuck there. If your investment property is in digital assets and it sits in something like Bitcoin, you can take it out of Ireland. And you need no one's permission. So it's going to incentivize governments to treat crypto investors well, to regulate things well, not to over-regulate, not to be greedy, because then if they're greedy, the capital all leaves their country and it goes to somewhere else where it's treated better. Physical assets can't do that. That's the amazing thing. Now we're probably, I think, about 3 years out from that. You know, they could come down heavy and over-regulate everything, but then they're going to see the capital leave, and then they're going to go, feck, capital is leaving, all this money is leaving our country. As I said, they're the largest companies in the world. If companies start losing money, they do things so that they can keep their money. Alright? So it's going to incentivize this, treat it fairly, and let's keep these crypto investors in our country, because they've got a lot of wealth, they've got a lot of money, and we want that in our GDP, we want that spent in our country. And that's just sort of how I see the whole thing going. Guys, if you got some tips, hit the like button. If you're feeling good on a Thursday, hit the love button. Remember your daily exercise, give it a nice little press. I'm going to get on my journey now. Hopefully the traffic has eased a bit. Out to get a spoke on the bike and a new tyre fitted. Got a race on Sunday, looking forward to it. And Bitcoin Basics this evening, 7 PM. Looking forward to seeing you there. If you've done the course before, there's no hassle. Come in and do it again, guys. Learn how to create your own Bitcoin and crypto pension plan, because you'll be glad you did. Dinny out!